This week on the Computer Chronicles, everything you need to know to set up a home office. We'll show you the basic software packages you need, such as word processor, spreadsheet, and database. We'll look at an easy solution to keeping track of your books with an accounting program designed for non-accountants. We'll show you a simple solution to squeezing a printer, a fax machine, a copier, and a scanner all into a small spot on your desk. And we'll even give you a low-cost option for conducting video conferences with your colleagues in other offices. Plus a special look at the needs of people in real estate and some guidelines for getting the right computer furniture. All this plus SOHO sources online, this week's computer news, my pick of the week, coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers, developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. Where do you begin in setting up a home office? Sure, you need a PC, a fax machine, a printer, a phone, but you need more than that if you want to really have an efficient small office setup. Tom Abate, you work with the Examiner. You've done a bunch of stories on SOHO. This is your special bit. What do most people forget about when they want to set up a home office?
One of the most important things is how much time you're going to be spending on the phone. This is a telephone headset, which will save you hours of neck strain and aggravation.
Doing this bit the whole time?
Exactly.
Right.
You put it on like this, and now you have two hands free to take notes or do whatever you'd like.
So computer's important. Don't forget the phone. You're going to spend a lot of time
Very
on the phone.
inexpensive, $60.
Okay, now there's also quickly a way you can change the billing on your phone if you're running an office.
Absolutely. You can call up AT&T, MCI, or Sprint and say you want some sort of a call management feature. There might be a small charge for it, but what will happen is by punching a code in at the beginning and the end of your phone numbers, you'll get all the accounts in one bill for each client that you bill for.
So separate billing even though you got one phone line.
Precisely.
All right, you're going to be doing internet stuff, you're going to be doing email. You really recommend, if you're serious, thinking about ISDN, right?
ISDN is digital phone service, and this is for people who are moving huge text files on a continual basis, not for the average browser, but for those people, an ISDN modem like this, which would cost about $250, and the setup will provide you with about 4 times the speed of the fastest internet connection. You'll spend about $1,000 in your first year for ISDN, but if speed is important, you want to do it.
And you might save money in the long run, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now you also recommend thinking today about video conferencing because that's pretty cheap too.
It's just starting to be, Stuart. What we have here on the screen is you'll see a picture of me.
There you are.
Portrayed by the camera on top of the computer.
That's our little QuickCam on top, which is only about $100, right?
$100. Now, the company that makes that, and other companies are starting to do this too, is create software to take those images, send them through an ISDN line, and to another computer over the internet, so you can have a voice and visual conversation with your colleagues.
That's great. Now, finally, one thing people tend to forget about is backup, backup, backup.
Absolutely.
How do you recommend that you make sure you do backups?
Well, first of all, the easiest thing and the old-fashioned thing is just to, as you go, put it on floppies. But let's say you're moving the big text files. Let's say you're a graphic artist. What I'm going to show you is the Syquest 135, 135 megabytes of storage on a removable media, not much larger than this. And what it allows you to do is you open up your Syquest, then you go to another drive, your C drive on your main computer, you drag a file over here, and it can be as many files as you want, and it backs it up automatically.
Just drag and drop backup. Couldn't be easier.
And you've got to do it once a week.
Or else you're in big trouble if your hard drive crashes, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of good advice. Thanks a lot, Tom. All right, many people who work at home are real estate sales professionals. In fact, real estate is such a big market for SOHO products that we found a whole computer trade show just for the real estate industry.
Electronic data is portable. You can view the same text and images anywhere that you can set up a computer and a modem. So for real estate agents, an office can be almost anywhere, and that can be downtown, at home, or in a shopping center. Electronic Realty Associates, or ERA, has a satellite office in the middle of a suburban mall just outside of San Francisco, and it attracts a lot of attention.
The technology today, I think, is attractive to people, first of all, so there's an interest there. The location here is critical to us because our office is in fairly close proximity. In our market area, the majority of the buyers in the homes that we deal with are in the same market area as the mall.
Karen Knox is an ERA agent who moved her office into her home. In fact, it's in her bedroom where she can work uninterrupted when she wants to, but is never far from her 3 children.
The hardest part was when I did get my home office was getting everything that I had at my office, that I had written down on forms and everything that I wanted logged into the computer. Client information, things like that, so that I found that when I was at home, you know, I was getting ready to call a client and I didn't have those numbers. They were at the office in San Bruno. So it was having to coordinate getting everything that I had in San Bruno also within my home office.
Karen believes that it's good to keep a traditional office away from home for important face-to-face meetings. Still, the home office idea proved successful for her once she got the family to play along.
When I first started, I'd have to say they were engrossed as to what Mom was doing now at home. Having gone to my office up in San Bruno, they had seen everything that was there. So they were more being there all the time, so it was a situation of having to let them know when Mom is in her home office, you know, there are certain things that they need to do and that, you know, they can come over and visit with me or whatever, but I am tending to work.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
Okay, let's get down to the basics. You need the big 3 in software: a good word processor, a spreadsheet, and a database manager, and ideally the ability to easily move information between those programs. The common solution these days is an integrated business suite, and I guess, Eric, Microsoft Office is the most popular of those right now. Let's talk about Office Pro or Office 95 Pro, and what comes with this?
Well, Office 95 is a fully integrated suite of 32-bit applications, including Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Access, and the newest member of Office, Schedule Plus.
Okay, so all the basic software you need is really in here. We don't have time to get into all of that stuff. What I really want to ask you about is this thing, which I think is really useful for the SOHO person, which is the Small Business Pack, which is an add-on to Office. And I want you to show me the stuff that comes in this.
Yes, the Small Business Pack, as you said, is an add-on to Office. And what we've done is we've provided a lot of tools which integrate with Office in providing useful software for the small business person.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, for example, we have an online business guide here. This is actually an electronic version of a book called Building a Profitable Business. And it provides everything that an entrepreneur needs to know in starting, managing, and growing a business.
So it's a reference work, too. I can look up stuff I need to know to start a business.
Exactly. So,
like what?
So, for example, if I come in here and go into the index, I can actually come down here and get a list of things that need to be done in starting up a new business. For example, what registration forms I need to file with the local tax authority, what permits or licenses I need, etc. If I'm new to doing business and, for example, I don't know much about accounting, I can get a brief introduction to accounting here, what it means to do a cash or accrual basis accounting, or what it means to have a fiscal or calendar year.
So I've kind of got this little small business consultant sitting inside here with this, huh?
Definitely. Now, another area that we really focused on in the Small Business Pack was in the area of business planning and financial planning. We discovered that most of the small businesses that fail every year in the United States do so because of inadequate planning and inadequate financing. So what we've done is we've made use of Microsoft Excel in providing a wizard which steps someone through all of the necessary things needed to create a sound financial plan for a small business.
So I could actually build a business plan using what's in here?
Exactly. So, for example, here in Excel, I enter in my interest rate projections, my sales forecasts. I can do a market forecast, startup costs, etc. Then I get a income statement and a balance sheet generated automatically, a break-even analysis, and lastly, a set of business ratios. Once I have those financial numbers in place, I incorporate those into a business plan template, which we provide in Microsoft Word. And I literally plug those tables and those numbers and charts, etc., directly into my business plan template here. And the business plan template essentially provides all the things which we have determined are really necessary to build a really good business plan so that the entrepreneur can take it to a bank or a venture capitalist and really have it look like they've done their homework and have a really solid plan.
So the templates there, I just have to fill in the specifics about my particular business.
Exactly.
All right, what else can I do with Business Pack?
Well, we have various other tools in here. For example, we have numerous tools available for just doing operations. So, for example, we have an employee database, and we also have a business transaction database. We additionally have a sales database for someone to record sales that they perform with customers, and a lot of powerful reporting tools which are built in Microsoft Access. Additionally, we have some presentation templates for use with Microsoft PowerPoint if you're making presentations, and things that even include a direct mail template in Microsoft Word for someone to fill out a postcard that they can use for direct mail purposes.
Sounds great. All right, so how much does it cost to buy the Small Business Pack?
The estimated retail price is $99.
All right, that's great, Eric. Thank you very much. All right, now hopefully you will make some money in your small business, and you'll have to keep track of your earnings and your expenses, so you will also need a good accounting program. That's where something like MYOB comes in. Dale, welcome.
Hi.
Okay, my concern is, as a small business person, I'm not an accountant, I don't know all the CPA stuff. Can I use something like this program to set up all of the accounting information without being an expert?
Absolutely, Stuart. MYOB is really built as a fully integrated accounting system for the small home or small business, and it includes everything that a small business
All right, so
needs.
what's the very first thing I would do when I want to set up my accounting system?
Well, you would go to create a new MYOB data file, and it's a step-by-step process, an setup interview actually. It asks you for the name of the business, and we'll call this Dale's Stuff. And you could fill in the address and federal and state tax ID numbers. It says, what's your current fiscal year? What month does it end? What month do you want to start converting? And these are all multiple choice issues.
So I don't have to know anything, I just pick the options.
Exactly. How many periods per year? It asks you to verify it. And then it asks you what type of business you're running. Everything from accounting firms and architects to bridal shops.
So does
and
it actually
decorators.
set up a slightly different template or system based on the kind of business?
Exactly. In fact, here you can look at it and say, for a decorator, this is what the sample chart of accounts would be. Say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and choose that one. It says, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, that's great.
And it creates
All
a data
right, let's pull up a real file now, a real business which you've set up before, so we have some real data so we can see how it works.
We can open an existing data file.
Okay,
This
so
is
look at
actually from a
Widgets, Inc.
manufacturing company.
All right, so now what are the different looks I have here?
You can look at your general ledger, checkbook, sales. We've broken the business up into the functional areas. For instance, here in the chart of accounts, we've got a chart of accounts set up, and you can look at your assets, your different liabilities, your equity accounts, income accounts, cost of sales. And this is, again, set up from the original or brought in from another program, and it's fully customizable
So
by
all
the
I
user.
really have to plug in are the numbers.
Exactly.
Everything else is there.
Exactly.
All right, now you've got this thing called cue cards, which really helps explain a lot of stuff I may not know also. So how do I use that?
Yeah, it's actually part of the help system, and it's an extension of the help system that allows you to step-by-step go through some of the more infrequent things that you would do, like returning items into inventory or dealing with customer bad checks and things like that.
So
So you could go to the checkbook area of cue cards, and you have tracking bounce customer checks, or voiding check numbers, or working with recurring checks that for utility bills that you have to cut every month.
So once again, more than just accounting, just a lot of routine small business advice sitting
Exactly.
in there.
Exactly.
All right, get rid of the cue cards a second, because I want to ask you next about that MYOB analyst stuff on the right. Can it on its own perform this financial analysis for me?
Yeah, most businesses are virtually the same. You buy things, you sell things, you collect money, you pay bills. And as you're doing that, as you're filling out the blanks in an invoice or writing a check, all that information is being captured in the background by MYOB, and the MYOB analyst is the area where you can kind of get your arms around all the important stuff.
So if I want to look at my profit and loss statement, it just generates it for me.
Exactly. It's all live. It's based on your last check, your last invoice, last transaction that you entered. So it's all live. You can analyze your jobs, and depending upon what area of the program you're in will determine what the analyst has to offer for you.
And can I get a graphical picture of these things too?
Absolutely. Let's go back to the balance sheet. We'll analyze the balance sheet, and we can have a graphical representation of my assets or my liabilities, how that breaks down in percentages at this particular point in time.
Okay, we're seeing it on a Mac. It runs on Windows also.
Yeah, in fact, the Macintosh runs on the older Macs, the 68,000, or the new Power Macs, and the Windows version runs under Windows 3.x as well as under Windows 95.
And what's the package cost me?
If you don't need payroll, you can pick it up for about $79.
Wow.
If you need payroll, then it's about $139.
Great. Dale, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, now usually the best way to learn how to do something is to look at what others have done. And that's true also when it comes to equipping your home office. So we visited a few telecommuters to see what their home office setup is like.
Mary Yeager commutes to work in both directions, to her office at the North Bay Council in Novato, California, and to her home office about 15 minutes away. She began working at home to reduce her time on the road and soon found that she was getting more work done in the same amount of time at home.
I work at home to get away from the phones. I need blocks of time to do the creative work, to do the work that takes a little more thoughtful, uninterrupted time. So I literally come here to hide.
Mary has only the basics at her home office: a telephone, a Mac, a printer, and a modem. But with those, she can access files on her office computer, handle all of her business calls, and still have time for her family.
What it does is it extends the amount of time that you're able to work. For me, it's made it possible for me to have a life as well and fit my work life into my personal life. I might have a thought at 9 o'clock and think I've got to add that to that report. And I can literally do it by connecting to the office.
A few miles away, Ann Bubnick found different reasons to set up her home office, which is bursting with computer hardware, software, and 7 telephone lines. Ann is a computer consultant, and she reviews children's software. Her formula for a successful home office is based on experience.
Paper management is a big problem for everybody. Some people, they need to be able to track their progress. They need help designing their financial accounting or their invoicing or their prospect tracking, those type of things. And I'm able to do that for them. The key to successful home operation is efficiency and using technology to make yourself efficient.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
Okay, getting the PC and the basic software is sort of the easy part of setting up a home office. The hard part is figuring out what to do about a fax machine, a printer, a scanner, and a copier. That can cost a lot of money and take up a lot of space. Or, on the other hand, you can just get one box right now to do that, right? All right, Joji, tell us about this solution. This is the OfficeJet LX from HP, and it does what?
It's a 600 by 300 DPI printer. It's a full-featured plain paper fax, a convenience copier, and also you get PC faxing and scanning capabilities as well.
So scanner, printer, copier, and fax machine.
Right.
All in one. All right, so basically it's really a DeskJet printer inside, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So show me how I would just use it as my printer first of all.
Let me
and tell me what you're
go
doing.
into here, and I've got it set as the default printer, and it works just like any other printer.
Mm-hmm. So big deal, it's a printer, it's a DeskJet printer.
And this particular product, though, is designed for the SOHO users. People like telecommuters, moonlighters, corporate after-hours workers, those folks that take their work home, use it on the weekends. They want professional-looking output at a very affordable price. So to have 4 functions in one product is a great value to them.
Well, certainly from a space point of view. I mean, if you're working at home, you don't have a lot of space. Okay, well, while it prints, okay.
Exactly.
All right, now tell me about the scanner part. I can also use this as a scanner. How does that work?
Right, you can scan in simple text and graphics like signatures, and you can add them to faxes and send them directly from the PC. So the OfficeJet LX offers you that capability.
Okay, now if I wanted a fax, how do I use it as a fax machine? Same idea?
Right, we can just take this same fax, place it in the auto document feeder, and then just dial the number. And press start, and it just works just like a regular
fax machine, or I could have faxed from the document directly in the PC.
Exactly.
And same thing going in the other direction.
Right, right.
Okay, let me ask you about the scanning part of it now. How do I use it as a scanner?
What you can do is you can scan simple text, simple graphics.
I just stick the sheet right in here?
Right, you can put in your signature there, and then you can save it as a TIFF file, and then go to the printer.
Okay, so show me how you would do that then. So if I scanned in my signature, say, can I stop this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop it there.
So I scanned in my signature, and I want to put that, say, on your signature and put it on that memo.
So I'm going to go to print, and I'm going to change it to the PC faxing software, and I'm going to go ahead and print. It comes up with the PC faxing software. I'm going to enter this name here and place the image, and that will give me the ability to add the signature.
So you're really in the faxing mode right now, but while you're middle of faxing, you can go pluck that scanned signature in that you had scanned before.
Right, so I'm going to open that.
Okay, so you're calling up the file, which is your signature right now?
Yes, I sure am.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Right.
So you just sort of cut it and paste it into your document.
So we can paste it. And we're busy already. We're getting faxes here.
All right, it's a busy office you're running here, Joji. Okay, it does all these things. What does it cost me to buy this box?
It's in the $500 to $600
That's
range.
not bad. All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, well, as always, the internet is a great source of information for someone trying to make tough decisions on buying technology products. The SOHO field is no exception. Giles Bateman shows us several very helpful websites for the small business entrepreneur.
Thanks, Stuart. One of the most daunting aspects of running a small office or a home office is the feeling that you're all alone. Well, definitely check out SOHO America on their website. You'll find out that SOHO America is an organization dedicated to the needs of the growing small office or home office marketplace. I read that right off the page here. But anyway, you'll find a lot of links here to helpful information. And in this case, we have some references here with an advice line, a fax library, and the works. Also, now, many of you may know that in 1953, Congress created the Small Business Administration. They've now gone online. They're wired with this. Lots of resources for the small or beginning entrepreneur. And you could go, for instance, learn about financing your business. Now, one great place I found online was called Entrepreneurial Edge Online. Entrepreneurial Edge is a magazine for entrepreneurs, and they've got a lot of their great information on their website. My favorite of which is the Business Builders section. I'll load that up here. And that will tell you everything about market planning, promotional strategies, all the way through customer service.
Now, time for our weekly summary of what's new in the field of personal computing. Here's this week's Random Access.
In the Random Access file this week, is Sun going to buy Apple? It may have already happened by the time you see this, but as of this moment, reports are hot and heavy that Sun Microsystems is close to acquiring Apple Computer. Sun is interested primarily in the Mac operating system and may sell off the hardware side of the business. The Sun-Apple talks follow the expected announcement of big layoffs at Apple following a disastrous fourth quarter. Oracle has reportedly demonstrated a prototype of its low-cost network PC designed primarily for internet access. The Oracle box would come with 8 megs of RAM and a PCMCIA slot for expansion. The Oracle NetBox could be available later this year for under $500. Microsoft is continuing its aggressive move into the internet market with the announcement that it will acquire FrontPage, a web publishing program, and bundle it into Microsoft Office. Microsoft is also planning a new Internet Assistant package that will add automatic HTML translation to Excel and PowerPoint documents. A just-released study of the online business says nearly 5 million consumers opened new online accounts last year, raising the total to more than 11 million online users in the U.S. Nearly 90% of those use the main 3 commercial online services. And another study says that advertising, not user fees, will become the main revenue stream for cyberspace information providers. Online ad revenues were $55 million last year and are projected to grow to more than $4 billion by the year 2000. Fujitsu says the global use of the internet is pushing English as the de facto international language. Fujitsu says it will now require its employees to learn English since it anticipates future international negotiations and transactions will take place online and in English. The Palm Computing division of U.S. Robotics has introduced yet another PDA device. This is called the Pilot, and it combines the features of the Timex Data Link, the Newton, and the HP OmniGo. It's very small. It features the Graffiti handwriting recognition system. It comes with a built-in virtual keyboard and a PC Link system, which allows you to easily move files from your Windows PC to the Pilot. The Amiga operating system is coming back to life thanks to Viscorp. The company is developing a new set-top box for online access via a TV set, and the company says the Amiga OS provides the best performance at the lowest price. Finally, PCs are more popular than politicians. In a recent survey by a market research firm, 40% of those responding thought computers could run the country better than today's politicians. Well, that's it for this week's Random Access. We'll send it back to you, Stuart.
Now for my pick of the week. What I'm about to show you is not for everyone. It's a little pricey, over $5,000, but it is an incredible piece of technology if your business keeps you on the road. This is the new Canon NoteJet laptop computer. First of all, it's got a Pentium 90 processor, a nice big color active matrix screen, and lots of memory. But catch this. When you open up the keyboard on this laptop computer, you have the sheet feeder for a built-in color bubble jet printer. Hit the button for print, and you've got hard copy coming out of your laptop. It is a color printer, so you get good-looking color output like that. What I'm printing right now is just a black and white document out of a word processor. And you'll see it spits right out of the back, and there is the document we just printed from our laptop computer. But that is not all. This little portable computer is also a scanner. All you have to do is open it up in the back here, pop out the print head, drop in this scan head in its place, and you can now put documents inside here, scan documents into your computer. This is really a portable office for the traveling business person. It's a powerful computer, plus the ability to input documents and to output documents. It's the Canon NoteJet 3CX. Yes, it's a little heavy for a laptop, but compared to lugging around a portable printer and a scanner, easy decision. Okay, that's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. We'll be back here again next week with another half hour of the latest in personal computer technology. I'm Stuart Chaffee. We'll see you here next time.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers, developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy. Videotape copies of all Computer Chronicle shows are available for $32.50. Please order by show number and topic. And for more detailed information about the series, guests, and products featured, you can also order a subscription to the Chaffee Letter. In each issue, Stuart provides his unique insights and thoughts about the fast-changing world of personal technology. Videotapes and the Chaffee Letter can be ordered by calling 1-800-800-9520 or by writing us at the Computer Chronicles.